If you've noticed that your neurodivergent loved one struggles to maintain contact with you and you've yet to shift your approach, can I ask why? Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about keeping in touch, especially with like a disabled loved one. I personally think it's unfair for the responsibility of the whole relationship to fall on one party when both parties are fully capable. With that being said, that's not what this is about. This is about navigating keeping in touch with somebody who might not be as socially educated and capable as yourself. If you're not hearing from someone in your life, like your kids, or, for example, and your inclination is to point fingers and wonder what they're doing that's the issue, that makes sense and that's fine. It's a completely human thing to feel. It's how we respond to that inclination, however, that actually ends up proving our character. If you've been tempted to lash out or cease contact or anything due to uneven reciprocation from your neurodivergent friend, family member, child, loved one, this video is just for you. But first, let's just get some housekeeping out of the way. If a person is feeling attacked by their own perception of this discussion, the call's coming from inside the house. It's a therapist and you should answer. People on the spectrum and with other brain scenarios sometimes have trouble with social cues and understanding what people want to hear about, like what to say in a message to you. This can make it difficult to maintain social contact that we all kind of really need at this point after being isolated for a number of weeks, months, years. So if you have a loved one who's like neurodivergent in any sense, please consider the following because it might help to foster a stronger connection between the two of you. They need you to nudge at them. You know that saying, the ball's in their court? The ball is in their court, but they don't know what to do with the ball. You need to nudge at them and keep throwing balls into their court because the reality is not that you don't cross their mind. We think about you daily. We think about you all the time while our hands are busy with other things or like we're driving and can't necessarily reach out in that moment. And then when we can reach out, we have forgotten what we wanted to say. Before my younger brother and I moved into an apartment together, I maintained my relationship with him by just like occasionally sending memes. I think it's called Pebbling. I would just send him something that made me think of him or that I thought he would think is funny, or I would just send him a random guess what, only to piss him off with chicken butt. A classic. And even that level of contact is difficult for me to uphold. I can kind of push through that with him because that's, if you're new around here, he's my dependent now. I will put aside everything to keep in contact with him. But friendship, it's hard to maintain that beyond sending memes for someone like me. The point is, a simple hey is actually worth 1,000 words. When you reach out and ask questions, you're gonna wanna make them comically specific. A simple, how was your day? Is gonna get a simple good as a response. You need to really narrow it down. I have found success with asking, what kind of activities did you get up to this afternoon? And then you get a list of activities and the information that you're hoping for that you can build a conversation off of. It is not always a natural instinct for some people to just know how to respond to how was your day. If you have information that you're actively seeking, ask for that specific information. Something else to consider is intent versus impact. If you are hurt by somebody's silence, that's never, from my experience, the intent. It is usually that the person is struggling or overwhelmed and needs your help to maintain or even establish a relationship. It can sometimes be a little confusing and challenging to partake in inter-neuro situation conversations. But if you want to make it work, there are ways to make it work. I didn't bring any blush over here with me. I gotta go get some. I gotta go get some. Learn to speak their language. Figure out what your loved one gets actively excited about and let them get excited about it to you, or get excited about it with them. It's just like when you're talking to other neurotypical people, except you have a distinct advantage in this particular scenario because you have a natural ability to socialize more effectively, so you can help to carry the conversation, presumably. And by conversation, I mean like the unending thread of messages that are hopefully being exchanged between you and your loved one. It's 2024, texting, you can do it. Asynchronous communication, oh, we love it. Over time, you're more likely to see good results if you work with and accommodate the the autism, CPTSD, ADHD, what have you, if you don't fight it and learn how best to communicate with your loved one, it will create such a beautiful connection between you. And I think that's what you want. If you impose expectations on somebody who isn't super likely to be able to live up to those expectations, you're just setting everybody up for disappointment. So just embrace reality and have a great conversation about it. If you've noticed that your neurodivergent loved one struggles to maintain contact with you and you've yet to shift your approach, can I ask why? Is there a reason why, intentionally or otherwise, you are asking your loved one to jump through hoops to maintain your relationship? If it's because you're seeking validation, get it from somewhere else, from somebody of your own size. It's okay to need help, and it's also okay to give help. What's not okay is to set unreasonable expectations for yourself or for others. If you're a person who struggles to maintain contact and you have people in your life who struggle to accommodate your communication style or needs for whatever reason, if they're unable to meet you where you're at, I'd like you to remember this. You're providing the people in your life with care instructions for the plant, the beautiful flower that is you. You've told them the name of the plant, the conditions in which this plant thrives, and everything that they need to provide to the plant for it to flower and provide to them. They are treating this plant as if it's a completely different plant, not following the care plan and then becoming upset when the plant doesn't thrive. In a case like that, you've done everything that you can. So I'm here to ask you to please just keep tending to your own garden, and the best you can do is the best you can do. If people eventually stop and smell the roses and want to talk about it, then that's great. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others today, and I will see you next time. Bye.